right now.
Right now at 5:30, it was day 2 of jury selection in the penalty phase for the Parkland shooter. Those jurors must decide whether the killer will be executed for the MSD massacre or spend the rest of his life in prison.
And today we're hearing from one person in that courtroom who is actually supporting him. Local 10's Christina Vasquez is live with why he's traveled so far to do so. Christina.
From a religious standpoint, I do not feel that it is my right to be able to say you deserve to be put to death.
After a prospective juror flagged moral issues during day 2 of phase 1 of jury selection, primarily focused on who can sit on a months-long trial, she was questioned by lawyers on both sides individually about her views. Lead prosecutor Michael Satz pressed her on whether she thought she could weigh the evidence presented at trial to be fair and impartial on sentencing. She wavered.
So when you said before that you'd never be able to vote for the death penalty,
yes.
You're going back on that?
Yes, I am.
You are going back
Yes,
on
I
that?
am.
While Capitol Defense Attorney Casey Secor told a judge he didn't think she should be excused, the state argued she should be struck for cause, and the judge agreed, saying while she thought her responses were thoughtful and her view, they created reasonable doubt whether she could be fair and impartial. The 12 jurors picked will have to decide if the man who already said he was guilty of killing 17 MSD students and staff should be sentenced to life in prison without parole or death. Deborah Hickson, murder victim Chris Hickson's widow, expressing relief the penalty phase is underway.
It's the beginning of what will finally be a closure.
My hearts truly go out for all those families. I just don't think the death penalty and the 20 years of appeals is going to give them the closure they need.
He says he's Richard Moore, in town from Virginia, with a private security guard in tow.
Just because supporting the defendant in this case is not a popular thing to do.
Set to be deposed later this week, he says he currently lives with the Parkland shooter's brother, Zach Cruz, and explains what brought him to the courtroom Tuesday.
Not condone what he did, but nobody should face this alone.
And a big development out of this courtroom just within the past hour. The defense telegraphing that they may be exploring seeking a mistrial. So what underpins all this? There's about 11 to 12 jurors that the judge asked if they could follow the law. Now that question was outside the scope of phase 1. That was really focused on hardships. Those jurors said no. The judge dismisses them or excuses them. Some of them even left the building. And the defense flagging that it's a procedural misstep because they were not given or afforded the opportunity to then be able to ask them more about that question. So this all rose to the surface just a short time ago, and essentially what they all decided to do is to recess for the rest of the afternoon. They're going to return at 9:15 tomorrow morning, and we will learn more about this. Expect this conversation, and again, the defense telegraphing that this procedural issue could be grounds for them to possibly seek or file a mistrial. Based on that will be top of the agenda tomorrow morning. Reporting live for you from Fort Lauderdale, I'm Christina Vasquez, Local 10 News.